Mop up the floor so no one else slips.
This is the one that I found in your room.
Okay, so let's take a look at this project here. The instructions. The ABC Water Company asked 500 customers to rate its newest water purifier. The customers may install on their kitchen sink faucet. Read the survey results and answer the questions. Now again, I have changed the numbers here from what you have in your project. So don't just write my answers down, but use this example to help you answer the questions. Okay, question 1. Which feature received the greatest number of average ratings? Okay, so for that question, average, it says up here, average is a rating of 3. So we're looking at this column here. Which feature had the most people say that it was average? Well, what's the highest number here? At least the lowest is 6. The highest is 64, and what feature was that? Is that it was easy to put together. Okay, so that would be my response here. Which received the highest average rating? Easy to put together was the feature. Number 2, what percent of respondents gave easy to change filter a rating of average or below? So average or below. Okay, so let's take a look specifically at what they're talking about. What percent of respondents gave easy to change filter? So where is that? Here is easy to change filter. So we're looking at this column, or excuse me, this row right here. Okay, now for some odd reason it only had 498 people respond to this question. Maybe a couple people hadn't changed the filter, so they just didn't respond. Okay, so 42 gave it the highest rating, 54 gave it the lowest rating. It wants to know what percent gave it a rating of average or below. Okay, so again, a rating of average is a 3 and anything below that. So we are talking about anything this direction. Okay, so these responses here were average or below for easy to change filter. Let's find the total there. How many total is that? Well, there were 63, 255 that rated it a 2, and 54 that rated it as a 1. That gives me 370 people rated it as average or below. They want what percent that is of the total. So we take our number, 372, divide that by the total of 498 respondents. Gives me the decimal point 74698. It wants it to the nearest tenth of a percent. So now we change that decimal to a percent. Move the decimal 2 places to the right. That gives me 74.69, which rounds to 74.7. All right, on this next section, they're asking us 2 more questions. So this is for questions 3 and 4. Question 3 wants to know what percent of respondents gave works reliably a rating of above average. Okay, so we want just things that are above average. So again, make sure you look at the right part. We want the works reliably. Okay, so we're on line 3 here because we just want to look at works reliably because that's what they're asking about. Okay, now they want to know what percent gave above average for that. Above average, since 3 was average, above average would be 4 and a 5. Those are above average. So let's total those. So 320 gave a rating of 5 and 92 gave a rating of 4. Okay, that gives me a total of 412 so far. Okay, so of those 412, what percent of that is that of the total? Well, there were a total of 500 responses on that question. So we begin by dividing 412 divided by 500. That gives us 0.824. We want to write that as a percent. So we move the decimal 2 places to the right. That gives me 82.4%. Question number 4. Based on the survey, what might ABC Water do to improve popularity in its filter before doing another survey or market test? Explain at least 2 changes. So if they want to improve their survey results, what could they change about their items? So we would want to look at the things that were rated lowest. What was rated lowest maybe? So is it easy put together? It looks like most people felt it was easy to put together. We have high numbers here. Was the filter easy to change? Uh-oh, see how we have low numbers in our ratings here and here, but down here there's bigger numbers. So one suggestion I would make is to make the filter easier to change, because that was low on their survey. And these answers will vary. It'll depend on you. What do you think? But I would say probably if they made the filter easier to change. Let's look. Does it work reliably? Well, yeah. A lot of people said it was pretty reliable. Was the cost reasonable? Well, look, again, we have low numbers on the high rating end, big numbers down here. It was rated low on cost. Okay, maybe they could lower the cost, because it looks like a lot of people thought that their cost was too high. And would they buy it? Okay, that really isn't going to come into play here. But what could they change? They could change the things that were rated low. And the things that were rated low were the filter, how easy it was to change, and the cost. So those are 2 suggestions that I would have put. Again, this is up to you. Just go through the steps and answer those questions.